Hi, I'm Rose,
I'm Annabel,
and today we're making grilled lamb flatbreads
inspired by turkey.
from our new book, Summer at Home.
Such a simple recipe because for the dough, all that you need is self-raising flour and yogurt and a bit of salt. So I've got the self-raising flour and salt in here. In goes the yogurt. Literally just going to stir it together until I've got a nice soft supple dough. And then I let it rest for probably about 15 to 20 minutes just to relax the gluten.
And while Annabelle's making the dough, I'm going to make the filling. And what's really great about this is that you have not that much mince, we've just got half a kilo, and it goes a really long way, which we love. We're using lamb mince because it's sweet and delicious, but you could use beef mince if you preferred. And some spices and flavours inspired by turkey. So we've got some cumin, lemon zest, bit of parsley, super simple. There's another variation of this recipe in the book that has a silver beet and feta filling, which is also very delicious.
And sometimes what you can do is if you're going on a picnic or if you're going to the beach, you want to light a fire and have a barbecue, you can just have the dough ready made, have the filling made, and then you just assemble them when you're there. So I'm just bringing that dough together. Just find that your hands are the best tools.
I'll show you a great way to dice an onion. So first you want to make cuts almost all the way through, but not quite, so it can still hold together like this. And then you do the same along this way. And then you go like this and it's already diced. Easy as that. The ends are always a bit tricky, but it's all good.
And it's really hard to cut your finger off that way.
Yeah, so far. So far, so good. I still have all my fingers.
Beautiful dough.
Beautiful dough. So I'm going to heat a little bit of oil. You don't need too much oil for this because there's quite a lot of fat in the mince. Although the higher quality mince you buy, the less fat there'll be in it. So it's up to you. We're going to add the onion and the mince. And what you want to do whenever you're cooking mince is kind of break it up as much as you can. Otherwise it doesn't cook.
And it kind of gets clumpy.
Yeah, you want it to be cut fine.
So a really great trick if you're wanting to break up the mince is to use a potato masher. And this means that you don't get the mince being in big chunks. It just gives you that nice fine crumb, which is what you want. And sometimes you might find that when you put the mince in, if you've got too much in there, the liquid starts coming out. Well, don't panic about that. Just have the heat really high and cook it out until it starts to sizzle. And you almost can't overcook mince, so don't fret about that.
Should we add the cumin?
Add the cumin.
And some lemon zest. Give that a good mix.
Yeah. It's sounding sizzly now.
So the final touch is some parsley, because we love herbs.
Yeah.
We love herbs in the summertime. And then the part that we really wanted to show you, because it can be quite tricky and it's hard to explain on paper, is how to actually make these two ingredients into the beautiful little flatbreads. So we've got this gorgeous dough that we've allowed to sit while we were making this. And the reason why we do that is because
you want to relax the gluten. So when you've mixed flour with any kind of liquid, you're making those gluten fibres work. So you just rest it, let it relax. It's the same if you're making a pancake batter or pikelets or any kind of dough. If you want it to be tender, let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes before you roll it out, and you'll be able to roll it out really easily.
So we've got the dough, we're going to portion it now, and we want 10 flatbreads, so we're going to get, each of us can have 5. You want them to be relatively the same size.
Sometimes what we do is we make half of a meat filling and half of the vegetable filling. It's just such a simple dough. And you'll find that depending on the type of yogurt you use, and also down here in Wanaka, the climate is very dry, so that the flour is very dry, you may need to use more or less yogurt. So you're just working it until you've got a really smooth, supple dough like this.
So now I've got my flatbread and I'm going to put some lamb filling in the middle. Don't need too much, just a moment. And then we're going to fold in the edges. This is the bit that's hard to explain, so it's nice for
Well,
us
it's just
to be
hard to
able
explain in writing,
I
isn't
think
it?
so. So you kind of fold it up like a little dumpling pocket, essentially. You want it to be well sealed in, like this. And then, once Annabelle is done with that, I'll grab the rolling pin back. Then you roll it back out again. You want to be quite careful because, I mean, it does happen, and it might happen now. The mince can break through. You want it to be a happy little pocket. And in order to get really nice grilled char marks, you don't want to move it around too much. So I'm going to leave it there and then I'll check and have a little peek, but then leave it in line with those lines so it looks beautiful. So you can sort of tell when they're ready because you can feel the dough starting to set around the edges. And then I'm just going to give them a flip. Looks so good. You don't need any oil or anything in the pan, which is great. And they're going to be perfect. Yum.
They smell cooked.
They smell cooked. Ooh, they look cooked.
So
Beautiful. Pockets of deliciousness.
good. Sure are.
Then for a dipping sauce, we've just got some yogurt and we've swirled through a little harissa, which is really, really easy and it looks beautiful. The trick is to not over mix it so it's not too, you want it to be sort of swirly and pretty. Yum. Perfect for barbecue, drinks, parties, snacks, kids, all of the above.
They're really hot.
You can burn your mouth.
Pocket
Pocket of deliciousness.
of deliciousness.